Oh yeah. Hello, No Future.
Hey Jesse, how you
How,
doing?
good. I am so glad to see you. I wasn't sure if I'd see you this week after everything that happened in Miami with you. I heard you were flying all over the town, going from Miami Beach back to Miami proper. Bunch of Art Basel parties, getting raided and drama. Is it true? How was Miami? What did I miss?
Miami was great. I managed not to get liquidated, so I'm just a regular ghost. It was a vibe. The Aavegotchi activations were amazing at the Gates Hotel with the Krypton Goons. Got to check out some new sweaters, play some games. There was a gaming tournament, and yeah, there was some drama with certain villas. Just event planning is hard. I'll say that.
Yeah, and to give them credit, it's harder where I was reading like there was like some policies from the local city that were like not letting us have a good time. So maybe that played a role. But it sounds like the Gates and everything that happened at Gates Hotel with Aavegotchi, it was like 3 days of just exactly what you'd expect. Aavegotchi goodness. A game station that was playing the latest build of Gotchi Guardians, the one that just went live with the Geist badges. So people are going hands-on with that. I'm really curious, good, bad, or otherwise, what kind of feedback and interest you were seeing there. And then we'll talk a little bit about that other thing that made it onto the monitors in Miami as well.
Yeah, so the feedback was great for Gotchi Guardians. Catalyst hosted a gaming tournament on Sunday. I had to leave before, not Sunday, Saturday. I had to leave before that for some other events, but they had a nice little crowd there of people gaming. I saw some of the footage that Jason got of like kids playing the game, specifically Gotchi Guardians, a new build. And yeah, the evolution of our presence in our Basel has been amazing to see over these last 3 years. This was by far the most professional setup we've had. We had a huge gaming station. It was like 4 or 5 computers, plus the spin wheel and some activations outside with merch with the goons. So it was a vibe. Like of all the events I went to, the Gates Hotel events, the Gotchi events ran the smoothest, basically no issues. Lost Local's a pro at this, so it's always fun to watch him work. Yeah, there you're seeing it. The kids playing Gotchi Guardians at the station. I believe this was Saturday, which was like a great day. We had our hangout. We discussed some stuff, but then we had this Catalyst gaming tournament. So people were jumping in there and playing Gotchi Guardians and getting the full Mount Oomph experience.
That's super cool. Yeah, it looks like it's going as well as it should. And I know some of the artists. There's a lot of artists in Aavegotchi, so shout out. Soju was down there. No Future, you're an artist yourself. You're published on Fake Gotchis. A lot of creatives getting together, and I even saw a shot with Zbot. Zbot was in town, so that's awesome. Anytime Zbot frequents your event, you know it's legit. And I actually saw a picture of Zbot and Rizzle together. Maybe you tweeted it. It was awesome. I don't know if I've ever seen them in the same room together. So Rizzle, super OG in the crypto space. Zbot, exactly the same, creator of Aavegotchi art, like the original Aavegotchi character. So really cool to see them together and all of you guys having a good time representing Aavegotchi. So now, the more interesting thing, I know we got to do headline runs down. So other than the fact that the new Gotchi Guardians is live, obviously 0.7 is out, you should go play it. And with that, maybe the more important infrastructure part is the Aavegotchi player profile, right? The as we call it, the player profile in the Gotchi wheel. Those are all live now too. So if you've been burning your Alchemica to get Gotchi points, cool. Now you can get more by earning Gotchi spins. So when you play Gotchi Guardians, you earn badges. Those badges are going to feed you spins to your profile, and you're going to be able to take those spins and cash them in and spin for more Gotchi points. So this is the first TGE happening on the Geist blockchain, and it's ongoing. So I think we might have some latest statistics. We crossed some cool milestones over the last week in terms of unique wallets that have burned, and now the spins are up. I think we've had at least 250 some unique spins here in the first couple of days. So it's Gotcha Gang showing up, and I think the word's going to get out here, trickle out, especially this week. So what other than all those things, is there anything else on the headlines rundown we can kick the show off with?
Yeah, we'll start with this is coming from Ramen Cash. There's a new game sesh that's going to be partnering with in December with Gotchi Guardians. Basically 10 a.m. Eastern every Tuesday in December. There will be $140 in ghost and prizes every week. So, you can get spooky with the gang, play some Gotchi Guardians for a chance to win some of these prizes. And, you're going to have to bring the skills because the competition's intense in this tower defense game.
Now I understand they weren't they doing multiple rounds? Is this, or it's still open for registration? People can still hop in and get ready for this one. It says every Tuesday.
Yeah, so every Tuesday a new round, so you can get in there and try to win those prizes. We also had the Catalyst gaming competition on Saturday. I don't know who won that competition. I know that there were qualifiers that happened prior, and then the live finals happened on Saturday. So that was pretty epic to see them setting up for it before I had to run out at the Gates Hotel.
Very, very cool. So yeah, a lot of tournaments and gameplay happening on Guardians right now, rightfully so. It's the game you should be playing, and so in depth, such a good game. But the other thing we're also getting ready to launch is Gotchiverse. And we've been dancing around it here on the show. Every week you've been learning more about Gotchiverse development. We want to get that out and playable before the end of the year. So circle your calendar for Wednesday, December 18. We're going to go live with the Gotchiverse Downtown District on the 18th. So that is the key date. And then if you have we're going to let it run from the 18th on that Wednesday through the Saturday hangout that we host every weekend in the Gotchiverse Discord. So we'll be in the world for a few days there, and people can come and go the whole time. But the key badges that you want to earn, the cameras that you can take for the open edition mint, we're doing an in-game mint. You're going to want to be there in the first 8 hours of the game. That's when those mints are spawning and available. So even the first hour will be the most exciting, just because we'll pack the house. We'll do a Discord stage on Wednesday. So one thing we can do as a community is we're kind of going back and forth on a few time slots for when that first hour of the launch should be. It could be in the morning on US time, but I think that's what we usually do on Saturdays. But I think on a Wednesday that may not be ideal. We could do a Wednesday night thing on the US time zone versus Europe and Asia. We're trying to balance all of this. So we're going to put out a survey in the Discord today and make sure your voice is heard, and maybe give some good advice on what makes sense the most as we pin down that exact hour that it will go live. So that's a bit of an action item for everyone here. But yeah, Gotchiverse launch party is coming. So excited to get it out and get in there with all of you. And yeah, that's the latest on that. So be ready for the 18th, 1 week from today. And then also Gotchi Battler, the big community game, is very busy. They're kicking off another tournament with more prizes. They've always got the good prizes. This is the Idle Battler. You get yourself a Gotchi. You can go rent some Gotchis and build a team. You don't have to own 5 Gotchis to play. Just go and use our lending service at Aavegotchi.com, and you can hop in. And right now, they're doing signups for the 2,000 die bounty tournament. And honestly, this is like the warm-up act, right? No Future. They're going to make it rain all through the holiday season. I believe there are 3 more tournaments to follow this 2,000 die tournament, and they are each equally 100,000. Is it $100,000 worth of ghost, or 100,000 ghost? I'm not sure, but
100,000 ghost.
100,000 ghost. That's even more. Because ghost is over $1. So last I checked. So yeah, that's some major tournaments. So why don't you get your feet wet, hop in, play this 2,000 die tournament? You might make some coin, and then you're getting exposed to Aavegotchi lore, Aavegotchi gameplay, how the wearables work, and you'll be on good footing for some real some real rewards throughout the rest of the month. 3 more 100K tournaments. I don't know anybody else running 300K tournaments this month in Web3. So very cool. Just go to the Aavegotchi.com, look for Gotchi lending, and you can build your team if you're not already you got a fat bag of Aavegotchis in your wallet. Oh, cool. We got Gotchi Battler in the house. They just listening in. They just say hello. Always cheering for what they're building over there. There's also some big visual updates coming to Battler. So I don't know if I'm giving away a little alpha there, but it's just getting better with each and every rarity farming season with each release. So shout out to everything they're doing over there.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I got 2 teams. I missed the registration deadline for the 2,000 die bounty tournament. It happened last night. I just dropped the ball on that, but I'm ready for the big tournaments with my 2 teams.
That's awesome. So yeah, that's the other point. You don't have to limit yourself. Like, you can create as many teams as you want. But I think each Gotchi can only join one team, right? You can't recycle or clone Gotchis. So get 5 unique Gotchis and build the best team you can and join the Idle Battler. All right, so headline-wise, I think that's about it. Maybe there's another game night we should give a shout out to in Tokyo real quick, and I think we can wrap that part up and get to the Alpha. So yeah, yes, this is, go ahead. You know more about it than me on this one.
Actually, you go for it. You go for it.
Yeah, sure. So basically more ghosts being given away as prizes if you are physically in Japan. This is definitely for you. This is, I believe, our 3rd in the series of game nights we've done in partnership with Arbitrum, and that's our main partner. The Alchemy, of course, also there. So it's been really successful, and it's been a great place to get specifically Gotchi Guardians and a little bit of Spirit Force Arena in front of the Japanese gaming community and the Web3 community in Tokyo. So yeah, we'll keep these going. I think they're going really well. But I know unless you're in Tokyo right now, this probably isn't going to be something you can take action on. But just so you're aware, it's been going very, very well. All right. On that note, let's go through a little bit more on the 2 main topics today. The first one is the player profile with the spinning wheel. We should run through that, get some visuals on screen. Let's show people what we're talking about there. And then we'll go to the big alpha, which is we're revealing a brand new game today. And we're giving you a first look. We're bringing in one of the lead builders from that game. We're going to hear from him, what went into building the game. And then we're going to talk about when it's going live, how you can participate, and everything that goes with it. So before we go there, let's take a quick look. This was something I tweeted out earlier. It's actually a kind of a sneak peek at the new player profile. It's not a sneak peek in the sense that it is live, but it's a peek at the future because it's a mock-up of when we have even more games live there. And what you see is, your player profile. It's lovely. It documents all the games that are available, how many hours you've played each one, when you've played them, and how many badges you've earned from each particular game. So it's quite granular. You can get down to each game and see what you've won. And as usual, just keep in mind, everything's on chain. Everything's running on Geist, all the data, all the badges. So, theoretically, one of the cool things about blockchain is it's standardized and open source. So theoretically, somebody could come in and run different data analysis on how badges are being earned and by who. And you basically do a Dune analytics on video games. So that potential is already baked into the fact that we're completely on chain with the player profile. And there's a couple adjustments from the old alpha version of our player profile. So if you've been playing a while, you'll notice that all the badges now are tiered. So more like a PlayStation 5 experience. You got your bronze, silver, gold, and even godlike extra rare badges. There's now global rank, so we're tracking how many badges you've earned. So kind of that Dune analytics clicking in, we're just grabbing the most obvious things first and putting it in your dashboard. It also has a social element, a kernel of a social element that's just in its infancy here, but you are able to follow and be followed, very a la X. It's not like you accept friends. It's not like a Facebook friend request. It's just like, yeah, I want to follow this person's dashboard. I want to see, this is my friend. We have some ideas for some things in the Gotchiverse that could play into this, or I want to airdrop rewards just to the people that follow me. There's a lot of cool things you can do with followers plus on-chain, and this is just setting the stage for that. So this player profile is really powerful. Like your PlayStation 5 profile cannot do that. And then finally, we carved out a new section exclusively for Aavegotchi NFTs you own. it just seems proper that the player profile would have a good focus on your primary NFTs, your avatars. And so there's a nice area there where you can lay out your entire collection of Aavegotchis. Okay, now what's on screen here is Coder Dan tweeting about the spin the wheel to earn Gotchi points and how that is now live on the Aavegotchi DApp. So you can go try this right now. All you gotta do is get some Gotchi points or get some Gotchi spins. And like I said, just go download Gotchi Guardians, start playing. You'll immediately earn some badges, and then and go check it out at Geist. And the one thing is you can accumulate as many spins as you want, but remember, Geist is for members. It's a membership-based blockchain. And so if you're subscribed, you're part of the membership program, then you can actually get the rewards, right? You harvest the yield. So you are spending those, you can spend your spins, basically. If you're not a member yet, but you're already playing the game, or you're already burning Alchemica, don't worry, you're still accumulating those spins. You go to your player profile with your social login, whatever, you will see your spins there. But you won't be able to use them until you decide to get an invitation from one of the current Geist members and get in the game. And then once you're in, you can execute and spend all those spins. Those spins are going to give you Gotchi points. Remember, those points are going towards a TGE that is scheduled to go out at the end of 90 days. So it takes us into Q1 of next year, first part of Q1, and then we're going to have a TGE for a new token called Gotchi, which kind of consolidates the 4 Alchemica tokens from Gotchiverse gameplay, Legacy Gotchiverse, consolidates them, fixes liquidity issues, and really that's just one piece of the Gotchi tokens' new tokenomics. So yeah, you'll be able to be a participant in that. And it's all happening through this wheel. So very, very cool. Happy to see it live. It looks like the points are being eaten up. There's only so many points per round. They're 90-day rounds. So yeah, just make sure you get in there. Don't wait till the last minute because there just may be no points left. All right, so about this brand new game, I think everybody's curious about this. This is a little bit special for so many different reasons. And what we'll start with, I guess, is No Future. You saw a preview of this game down in Miami, right? You got to actually go hands-on with it?
Yeah, I got to play it for a bit when I got there and met up with Zbot.
So if you look real hard, you'll notice, hey, that middle screen, that's not Gotchi Guardians. That looks like a player select screen for something with pixel art. And sure enough, I love that spin wheel. Sure enough, what we've been cooking up in partnership with our friends at Rebel Labs, Pixelcraft Studios, Rebel Labs, is a game called REKTLESS. And REKTLESS is the brainchild of the Aavegotchi original creator, Zbot. And so Zbot took the lead on this, willed it into existence. It's been in production for almost a year now. And what you can see is it's true to the original pixel art form. It is beautifully done. We'll meet Chapin from Rebel Labs here in a little bit. He is going to speak to the team that created all these beautiful graphics. And one of the reasons we really wanted to do this is just, you'll see as we go, the art team and everything they do at Rebel Labs is of a quality that is exactly what we were looking for a good retro gamer. So there you can see the title screen. You've got an awesome lead character and something that looks a little Zbot-esque, if you know Zbot's avatars. And you see a lot of new liquidators to kill, a lot of robots. So it's basically Ghost versus robots. It's a side scroller. It's an endless runner. And we're going to kick it off this week, right now. Well, very soon, almost right now, with a 3-day tournament. And it's not going to be on Geist. I know that's crazy, but we want to put Gotchi in front of everybody. And we are very close, and we've had a great year with base. So we're going to end the year with a 3-day tournament on base. And we'll be playing REKTLESS all this coming weekend. And there's a leaderboard to climb with your endless runner. You're collecting gems, you're killing enemies, and seeing how far you can get. You put all that together, see how far you can get on the leaderboard. And we'll take a snapshot on Monday. And we have over 5,000 ghost in rewards for people climbing that leaderboard. Top prize is 1,000 ghost. And those, as well as the ghost, you'll also get the spins. So we talked about the wheel and the spins for your player profile on Geist. So there is a Geist tie-in. Everybody's going to play. We're going to have a great time on base. And then they're going to get their ghost on base. And then if you want to, in addition to that, you're going to come over and consider making an account on Geist to access those spins we're also giving you. So first prize is 1,000 ghosts and I believe 50 spins. It's pretty significant. And if all you have to do is crack the top 100 to make it onto this tournament in any way, shape, or form. So we're giving, there's prizes from 1 to 100, and that includes, I think, like rank 100 gets a couple of ghosts and a couple spins. So it's something for everybody there. And yeah, here we can see the Gotchis are playing a little game in the back that looks like a very good little preview of Reckless. So Goobs, could you throw up some real gameplay on screen? Or we got the trailer. Do you have the trailer handy? Let's kick this off proper with the trailer, and then we get No Futures reaction, and then we're going to bring up some of the team from Rebel Labs that we've been working with. And Goobs, if we don't have the trailer, just let me know. All right, this is not the trailer, but this is cool. This is like very authentic. Zbot sent me this. He was playing on his 4K TV, and he's just like, it's another level on the 4K TV. He also said it's best to play it with a PS5 controller. If you got one of those, you're good to go. But of course, some people prefer keyboard. I'm in Zbot's camp myself. All right. So any more visuals to show off here, Goobs? If not, let's get Art Dude, aka Shapen, up here, and we'll actually let him share the screen and take us through some of the gameplay we're seeing here. Oh goodness! All right, well now I have to address this. There are some incredible boss battles in this game. I'll leave it at that, and that is kind of your mission. You go through, even though it's an endless runner, you're going to encounter different bosses as you go, and they get harder and harder. So it's really cool. You might have noticed Jesse from Base is co-starring in this first boss battle. And we got to rescue the Gotchis. That's the premise of the game. Let's rescue the Gotchis, get them out of the cages and away from these monstrous liquidators. Look at Jesse right there. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get Art Dude up on stage with us and hear from Rebel Labs. So excited to get this out. Yo.
How's it going, guys?
Doing good, doing good. Dude? Yeah.
Art Dude is probably the best. Shapen, not many people know how to pronounce that one because Irish descent, it's a little more complex, so Art Dude works.
Well, this is the founder of Rebel Labs, a Web3 game and animation studio. You may have played their games and not even known it. Pretty good chance. And we've been working with you guys now for about a year on this little secret project. And I got to say, it's come so far. It's very refined. If you're a retro gamer, if you're a crypto gamer, I think this game is something you're going to want to pick up and try. But maybe the best way to illustrate that is, Shaba, do you want to share screen? You were talking about you got the game pulled up. Let's play some games together.
All right.
Oh, Light Piglet chiming in here. He's like, no, keyboard is the way.
I'm the same way. I like keyboard personally.
The real ones know.
But let me know when you guys can see the screen.
Yeah, I see the Reckless title screen. We're ready to go here.
It's been very hard to not give away or share any teasers really over this past while. So
yeah, I think we did like one little hint a month ago. Is just not even super low key. All right, so first of all, let's select your Gotchi. I noticed there's a lot of locked Gotchis. So as people play this weekend, they're going to be collecting these blue gems, these base themed gems. And why do they do that? I see here it says my gem, so I'm guessing. There.
We have quite an array of Gotchi characters of note for different players, different holders that we brought in their Gotchis. We even have some exciting ones that are, from the fake Gotchis to unlock and play as. So you collect your gems and you'll be able to unlock the different tier Gotchis as you play. But not only that, is you also will be able to play with the different items that they have. So if you have a grenade, you can throw the grenade with an explosion. If you have a guitar, you can chuck the guitar at people. Or if you have one of the wands, you can shoot with the wand. So there's a lot of fun elements that we get to play as, utilizing all the different traits. If you have the skateboard, you can smack the enemies with a skateboard, which is a lot of fun. But you always start off with the naked gachi, the original.
So I almost have to play enough. Like, I
Yes.
want the skateboard, so I've got to get the gems and then and upgrade my avatar. Now he still has a projectile, right? Like, it's not necessarily more OP. It's just visually.
No, it's just more visually appealing for this round. Most likely, as things progress, we'll add some sneak little perks to different traits and items and stuff like that that'll pop up. But right now, it's just more aesthetically, so you can use the skateboard to hit and throw, and then like the gun, you'll be able to shoot with it instead of throwing it. So just some fun visual appealing effects, smashing with hammers and stuff like that.
The other thing we probably should address here is, okay, that we're going to play on a base themed level. You're going to show it to us here in a bit. Like right now, the aesthetic's very purple, very gachi, but you'll see when we hop in the world, it's base blue. Yeah, but if you look around, there are other worlds that will eventually be released, right? We're still cooking on the Alpha, the FUD.
We have a few that are getting ready to go in the near future, which is really exciting. But to start off, we're kicking off with base. But as you can see here, there's quite an array of different styled bosses, enemies, and you can kind of use your imagination to see what kind of layout that world would look like. And I'm sure there'll be some teasers coming up in the near future as well.
Now, the character development of this, it's actually, there's a lot of great new characters to join the Aavegotchi IP that came out of this game. Now, right now we're seeing the enemies, and I'm just curious, like Zbot, he made the original Aavegotchi characters, so many of the wearables really defined the aesthetic of Aavegotchi. And he works so close with you guys. How was that process in developing these? Really, like, look at the Alpha one. Like, is it a robot? Is it crystals? It's got a pink brain, it's got tongue. There's a lot going on there. How was that process?
What we really kind of did was find the vibes of what we wanted to run with, and looking at the traditional, not traditional, but like the classic environments that are already in the gachi ecosystem, we wanted to build out, but add in new characters to it. So we kind of took, okay, these are the different feels of the different areas in the gachi ecosystem. And then we're like, okay, how can we then add in new fun liquidators into that? So we kind of just started mocking things up, doing some sketches, bringing in some crazy ideas, and then flushing it out with the final different versions of each one, which you can see here. But always having to have the eyes and the tongue, because they definitely play a huge part in the enemy's attacks.
You know, that is the cool thing. I think we've got such strong villains in the Aavegotchi world, because liquidators, you can spot them a mile away, and it doesn't matter if they're a dragon or like crystals growing out of their forehead. Like, you're right. There's just enough where you just know. Like, no future. I don't know. What are you thinking as you see this? Visually, it's on point. It's Aavegotchi aesthetics, yeah.
Yeah, if you see the tongue, you see the brain. That's a liquidator. It's just this one is like beefed up. Like, I wouldn't want to run into this one in an alley.
That's a good point. So why don't we see this base level? Let's hop into the base world and take us through just a few minutes of gameplay. I think everybody would enjoy that. Well, wait, right off the bat, what is that giant?
So, yeah, we couldn't just have a wall pushing you forward. We had to have a humongous tongue to add into the aesthetic of it all. So you see here some of the gems, some of the different enemies being played. We'll just slow her down here. Got lots of fun little mushrooms and some nostalgic pieces. Oh,
that's great.
It's going on for a swing.
I really like the base gems. They're like so metallic. Like, they've got that, I don't know, Sega Genesis vibe. Maybe it's all the blue. I'm just thinking all I can do is Sega right now. And a variety of not just bosses, but just standard liquidators. You've got a number of them here. Are there different ways to attack them? I think we've got ranged and melee. Yeah.
Give me a second here. We'll get out of this area.
It's too dangerous.
So we have lots going on. So all the different characters you'll be able to punch with and hit, or we died before I could even show you.
Multitasking is hard. Now here we go though. That's high score, and it says 214 blocks. So we measure it in your distance in blocks, right? A little tongue-in-cheek blockchain reference.
So we see here we can punch, and then that punch also becomes, if you have a melee weapon or if you have like a skateboard, you'll be able to swing that and use that with the character. Now, the other fun thing is when you collect different weapons throughout the game. For example, if you have a milkshake, we threw this one here just for demo purposes. You can throw milkshakes at the enemies, depending on what it is that you own for the traits in your your gotchis. So you can use punching, you can chuck milkshakes, grenades, the whole 9 yards. When it
I
comes
hope that's
to...
in the press release. Chuck milkshakes at robots. That's the vibe.
Yeah, my milkshake brings all the liquidators to the yard.
Yeah,
that needs to be a gift right there. So you got to watch out for the tongues. Oh, pop up. We want to give it that
here.
Classic nostalgic
Stellar, a proper artist in his own right. He's giving you some cred here. Backgrounds are gorgeous. You got to say the Starfield, the parallax you got going. You guys did a number on this. Base fan's gonna love it. So, all right, we're going through. You're already up to almost 400 blocks.
Oh, we got wrecked.
you.
It's harder to play when you're trying to showcase stuff than it is to do a run quick.
Any questions here, No Future, or what's coming to mind? What else could we flesh out?
The one thing I wish we can hear is the music that's actually in the game, because we're hearing our generic music, but I got to hear it live and in person in Miami, and it's just a vibe.
That's a very
the
good
sound
point.
Effects are a lot of fun, and the music was a lot of fun too. Everything is original. Nothing is brought in. It's all unique to Rekless for this game. So it's not something we just grabbed. We wanted to make sure that we crafted it from the backgrounds, the gameplay, the audio, visuals, the whole 9 yards to really give a unique and fun feeling for this build.
And I remember some of those early meetings, we really wanted to capture that sense of Rekless. Like, what does that word mean? It's such an interesting word, and to get wrecked in crypto and leverage and all this. I mean, No Future, you've played with fire a few times. I've seen your posts, so you understand what it means to be reckless. And it just felt like that kind of AC/DC lightning bolt hard rock kind of vibe would match the aesthetic.
We're not going to last long here.
Oh boy,
came in with very little health, but yeah, there you go. So you see the big base boss with
Jesse just said, "Nope." Oh, and look who's in the cage. Look who's trying to. Now this is the really fun part. The further you go, especially if you're an OG, you're going to see a lot of Easter eggs on who you're rescuing. So No Future, you can call that out. But if anybody in the audience knows, look at that little gotchi. That is, without a doubt, Little Pump.
Yep. Before he sold all the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before he got
maybe this is it. Maybe he got sold and now he's captive. He got sold to Jesse. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to be rescuing a lot of gotchis. Maybe you have to rescue No Future on one of these bosses. Who knows? There's going to be some Easter eggs. Oh, look at that.
Oh, I didn't even see that. The little angel gotchi after you died.
We'll do it again just for fun.
Yeah. You know, this is going to become like a thing, like, because the same thing happens in Gotchiverse. If you go off the edge of the world, it's kind of like a flat earth thing going on over there, and you can wreck yourself. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. And this is just like a very small sneak peek of. There's many more bosses and enemies and stuff that are within the base ecosystem that we have here that haven't even been demonstrated yet. So the farther you go, the more exciting little thing to find. And it's just the beginning of a lot of epicness, which is coming down the road for Rekless.
Where do ghosts go when they die? I think they just keep respawning in the Gotchiverse, I guess.
Yeah.
They become XRP holders. That's what happens.
Oh. Love it.
Here, let's see if we can go back really quick and unlock one of the characters. Oh, we're close. So
yeah, you gotta get your gym game up.
Gotta grind it a bit more, but it's a lot of fun.
Very cool. Yeah, a lot of compliments coming in here. I think people know this game. You know, obviously some time and effort's gone into this. A lot. Your team, you have a dedicated team just to this game, among the other projects your studio works on. And there's a preview of the leaderboard. Great. So
a little sneak peek.
Yeah.
So how many gems you get, how many times you got wrecked, and then what your score is. So it'll be fun to see how far people get. And
I'm on the leaderboard. I just saw myself.
That must be from Miami.
Oh, they'll feature.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Top 10,
Z-Bot,
baby.
Z-Bot's got to step up the game a little bit.
So this is gonna be key. We're gonna only put this live for 3 days this weekend. Clear your schedule and just set some time aside. No downloads. It's browser based. You can play on keyboard or gamepad. You can do left-handed. We pretty much covered all of that. So it's very accessible, very easy to hop in and play. There'll be a big announcement tomorrow because this is the alpha hour. You're hearing it here first. The game is not even technically announced yet. So we're going to have a big announcement tomorrow. We'll be pushing it across all socials and email blast and blog post, all of that kind of stuff with all the details, its own website going live, all of that. You can start following the social media account now. So if you want to get an early start, I believe it's reckless_GG.
That's
so
correct.
maybe we can throw that on the bottom screen, but reckless_GG. And you can start following now. That will be getting active here really, really soon. It's gonna be a crazy weekend. I expect a lot of competition, over 5,000 ghost and prizes, gotchi spins for everyone cracking the top 100. So yeah, I'm like super pumped for this. I've got my PlayStation 5 controller charged. I'm ready to go. And then just one more step on this is, like you said, we will be doing more of this at the first part of next year. So there's the FUD, the FOMO, the Alpha, the Keck, and those will probably be Geist exclusives. So this is really a great kind of onboarding. I wouldn't, technically you could call it a demo. I don't think that's the right word at this point. It's so refined, and it's a proper tournament. So we want everybody to come in and enjoy Reckless, the latest in the Aavegotchi series of games that are available, and our first proper side scroller. I don't think, for whatever reason, as much as it seemed like a great idea early on, we've never done a side scroller. So now maybe we could finish by talking a little bit about something that the builders in the DAO of Aavegotchi would really appreciate, which is one of the great value adds of why we collaborate on this. Is one, we're going to get a great game. We know that. I don't know how much you can reveal about other games you guys have done in Web3, but you have a track record. You've built a lot of great experiences with some really big brands. So maybe first, real quick, like, what is the background on Rebel Labs? Do you have anything
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we've been building the space for coming on 4 years now, if not 4 years already, which is insane. So we kind of came along when NFCs started popping off. We had some talent in the background, and we saw a disconnect between what NFTs were and then the goal of gaming and the big vision of gaming utilizing your digital assets for gaming. And we saw no one was making really the middle assets. So we started putting together a team of pixel artists and animators that were just really top notch, and kind of came together and we're like, hey, there's a big opportunity here to provide value in the space, to build out and kind of be the studio behind the scenes. And for many years, I would say actually really for the past 3 years, we were kind of like always the behind the scenes group, helping big studios, big projects, big games, some of which I can't say, unfortunately, because we're under NDA, but it was just most likely you've played something we had a hand in over the past 4 years. One of the fun experiences we did a year ago was with Neon Cat, just doing a fun side scroller as well, flying very much in their style. We did a tournament over Halloween. It was a lot of fun. We've got to work with, I'm going to say, the top projects in the space, from Chimpers, Cyberkongs, and many, many others, to doing different animations, game-related back-end dev stuff, and then front-end graphics from 2D to pixel. And pixel is just one of those most loved areas we like to focus in because of the nostalgia. And really, I feel like the core of the crypto space kind of stems from pixel, and then branches out into 2D and 3D, which is a lot of fun, seeing how they can transform and build from there. So yeah, we've been having a lot of fun building a lot of things, and providing a lot of unique assets, which is something else that I don't know if we want to touch on, Jesse, but that we can provide to the community and to builders out there who are wanting to build stuff that they can utilize. So I don't know, Jesse, if you want to kind of touch on things, or
maybe you or Goob, somebody could throw up some of the character work you guys have done, because that's really where you hooked us at the very beginning. Was like, your character design is on point, and these sprites that have been developed, really just any visual of like these new sprites moving would be fine. I know I sent Goobs, a couple that were like, meeting the dog. We haven't even talked about the cute dog Rekt yet. If you find that, that's a great example.
Oh, here.
And this is, now we're getting ahead of ourselves, but that was a quick glimpse at some of the future level design. But yeah, here's Rekt, the new IP, cute little dog. He's technically a villain. Between that and the gotchi sitting next to him, you can see like these are not the same sprites that come on chain with your Aavegotchi NFT. Now, those original Aavegotchi NFT SVGs that are stored on chain, any developer can go and make a contract call and start building games with them. And they were and continue to be, I think, the only like NFTs that have a front view, a back view, and a side view. So you can literally build a whole game off of just that NFT with a contract call. Very powerful. However, we saw this with Dropped. We've seen this with just going hands-on with it. You start to realize like those PFP style Aavegotchis, definitely charming and the OG, but there's certain games and certain like camera angles where you really want to have a proper side scroller type sprite with the right animations built in. You guys have done all of that for every Aavegotchi, every wearable. And what that means is we're going to, after the full release, we're going to be able to open source that via SDK. And so anybody that wants to build an Aavegotchi game with these beautiful animations, with these beautiful characters, every wearable supported, you want to throw a milkshake, you want to throw a sword, whatever you want to throw. Look, there's the guitars flying. You're gonna be able to do all of that yourself. And I think that was like just so exciting to us that you guys had the capability and were able to fit that in. Like, we'll give you a great game and we can open source all the assets that help to build it. It feels like that's really the right type of Web3 ethos we should all be aiming towards. And the fact that you guys were like advocating for that from the very first moment we met, it seemed like we were on the same wavelength with what crypto gaming should be. So
because our biggest thing is just interoperability. So how can we, instead of, we'll build these assets out and we hoard it to ourselves. And sometimes it costs a decent amount of money to build out all these different things. And for someone who wants to build a fun game, have an amazing idea, and they're a developer, but they need artwork. Well, we want to make sure we could provide. And for the using, we're already building it. We might as well create it in a way that you guys can benefit from it outside of the game that we're building. So we want to make sure that there's all these different sprites. It's not just, left, right, up, down angles. You have jumping, you have damage, you have attack, you have punching, you have double jump, all these really fun animations that you can utilize in different cycles and different directions that can be benefited in different style gameplays across board, which is really, really fun and really exciting because it's really kind of the pinnacle of what's possible, not just having a flat directional character, but really almost a 3D-esque pixel art style character, keeping to the nostalgic feels of the brand XI has brought together.
Yeah. I think it's just such a key point. And I know we've got a lot of viewers today. And if you haven't done, or you were on the fence, you maybe have been thinking about approaching the DAO and maybe seeking some support or even just attention towards your project, and you want to make it Aavegotchi based, reach out. We'll fully open source these, but at the same time, if somebody's ready to go, we can get these in your hands pretty quick. So we'd love to see people start building with these sprites. You're going to have the whole package here. I know the team is still working out some, but you've made a ton of progress. There's more than what you see in just the base release. Let's put it that way. This 3-day release is end-to-end ready to go. And then there's a lot of other stuff, under the surface that's also ready. So
we may have something, Jesse, I don't know if we want to just sneak it a little bit, that everybody can kind of, in the coming weeks, test out and see what their traits would look like coming within the next couple of weeks, I believe. So you guys you won't be able to use them yet, but you might be able to share some fun stuff coming with it that you can kind of, start to get a feel for it, what your characters look like, and what some of the traits all combined would be together.
And you're talking to Aavegotchi owners right now. If you've got an Aavegotchi in your wallet, you're going to get to see it reimagined here in this sprite aesthetic sooner than you might expect. So super excited for that. And we'll have full support for all gotchis really soon. It's great to have you on here, man. You should come back more often. We can do more alpha hours
Looking
when
forward to
the
it.
next levels go live. So
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And look forward to hearing what everyone has to say and get the feedback from the gameplay in this coming weekend for the tournament. So,
absolutely. All right. Thank you. Everybody follow Rebel Labs. Throw up their handle again, or maybe you shout it out. It's Rebel with a 3, right? So there it is. R3 Bell Labs. You could say that, right? R3 Bell Labs. Very cool. All right. Thanks so much, Chafin, and we'll talk to you very soon. We'll see you in the tournament. All right. Well, what do you think, No Future? And Goobs, maybe just throw up some more gameplay while we're chatting here. We just take it all in, and we'll comment on it a bit, and we'll wrap up the show here pretty soon.
Yeah,
These
I'm
are the
excited.
alpha levels.
It looks so good. I got to play it IRL in Miami and watch other people play it. Zbot was like, "Don't release this." I had to get a little tease in there, but yeah, it looks great. I love that it's such a fast loop. Like I feel like for other games, like for me personally, I like gameplay loops that are fast because they tend to be more addictive. You want to beat your high score. You want to go back in because the time invested is just a couple minutes. So it makes it the replayability much higher. And just seeing all the different bosses, and then kind of like I talked briefly with Zbot about like the release of these other levels that are going to happen and new bosses, and how the rollout is kind of planned. And it just makes me very bullish because you're seeing like, like you said, this was built in secret, and seeing it come out and into fruition in Miami was amazing. So, I live stream in the mornings my gameplay stuff. I'm gonna have to add this in for the next couple days because I'm number 7 and I want to get to number 1. Yeah, it's just a fun game and the visuals look great. I'm really happy that you guys went with the browser-based version of this, and hearing that, because this is technically our first, if I'm not mistaken, the first integration of gachi spins and badges for a game going live on base, but also tying back to Geist. So it's exciting to have those things launch at the same time because it gives us like something to grind for, like as game players, as gamers.
No, totally, and it helps us speak to an audience that we align with so much, with the base community, the base meme coins, a lot of friends over there. So it's great that we can put our Aavegotchi IP in front of them with such a solid, legit experience. It's going to be, I don't think there's anything else like this on base right now, and I don't think there will be for a long time because it stands on its own. You guys will see when we go live with it here in just a couple of days. So again, to kind of like if you just tuned in, what you want is to be playing REKTLESS all weekend long. That's your goal this weekend. Over 5,000 ghost and prizes. Also giving away a ton of the gachi spins so that you can start earning your TGE points for the gachi token coming early next year. And yeah, the replayability, I agree. I just really quick on that. Like as a casual gamer, this appeals to anybody. You can pick it up and play for 5 minutes. You can play for 5 hours, and it's really what you want. You dictate that. If you do play for 5 hours, there's enough depth and unlocks that you're going to be satisfied. So earlier in the show, we saw not only different bosses are going to come, but different gachis to rescue the deeper you go on the endless run. And then also you collect those gems, you're going to be able to unlock a ton of characters. I think it's 12 characters this weekend. And then, in future releases, that number only goes up. So yeah, we saw like there was a reference to Coder Dan there. I think I saw Sergey from Chainlink look like he got rescued. There's like going to be a ton of cool little like crypto Easter eggs. So it's going to be really, really fun. And I wish we got to hear the soundtrack on this. I guess if you want to hear the soundtrack, you're going to have to play it this weekend because it really aligns with the vibe of being like just REKTLESS and like late 80s hair rock kind of, a lot of electric guitar, a lot of fuzz. It's going to be a lot of fun for anybody that's into that kind of vibe. So yeah, very excited. You guys just the way you can help is play and tell your friends about it, because this is something your friends can pick up and play. Wallet Connect, hop in, get that name on the leaderboard. And even if you don't have a Geist profile yet, we're going to be able to snapshot that leaderboard and have those rewards waiting for you in terms of spins on the Geist side. So you're going to get your Ghost on base. The payout for the Ghost for the winners will be on base because Ghost is listed there, and then also later we'll have more experiences on the Geist side. So it's kind of a really cool way to just get things started. And there's that doggy liquidator. I think his name is Rekt, properly named after the game, which I've been saying for years. I'm glad Zbot like moved on this. Again, shout out to Zbot for like really making sure this happens. We were always talking about how like a great name for a pet would be Rekt. Rekt is a great dog name. Nice to see it come to life in this game. So yeah, I think that's about it. Remember, guys, the player profile is now live. You can start spinning the wheel. If you're a Geist member, you're spinning the wheel, earning Gotchi points today with Gotchi Guardians. You can also download that, start earning badges and unlocking points right now. We've got that 2,000 die launch party with Gotchi Battler. And we've got, just remember, that's just toe in the water. We've got 300,000 Ghost worth of prizes to give out over the next 40 days with Gotchi Battler. So I don't know. I guess the theme this week is like, it's the holidays. And there are just so many, like, call it play to earn, call it whatever you want. But there are so many tournaments with really nice prizes, liquid and illiquid prizes all around across the Aavegotchi ecosystem. So people that aren't playing their Gotchi games, they just don't know. They just don't know. It doesn't even count rarity farming. And I'm sure another season of that will be coming soon too. So, all right. On that note, we're probably going a little long in the tooth. We'll wrap it up. Is there anything on the DAO side or other issue? Like, I know there's a couple of votes. Let's touch on those, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, we currently have 2 votes that are live. This one is the renewal of and election of DAO facilitator roles. This one is met quorum and will expire. The vote will end December 14th. This is to elect 4 fellows to basically host and manage the Aavegotchi DAOer. Myself, FaZe, Roxiano, and Foreign Gotchi. That vote you can still vote in. It has met quorum and is passing overwhelmingly 92% of the vote saying yes. And the next vote that's live is for Rarity Farming Season 10. This one is about to reach quorum with 96% votes saying yes. With that represents 8.1 million. This would be the next season of Rarity Farming, which would start January 6th. So within a month. And it would basically run the same way that we normally run our Rarity Farming top 7,500 Gotchis with a total rewards of 1.5 million Ghost, 4 rounds, each one lasting 2 weeks. I'm not sure if this breaks down into Battler as well.
I think it does, because if you look on screen here, that's what I wanted to call out. People might be wondering, where is Battler, this idle Battler, getting such significant funding for these huge reward pools and tournaments? And that's because Battler is an idle Battler. A few seasons ago, it was built really to be part of the Rarity Farming seasons. It's like a more gamified version of the other stuff that is truly idle. So you got your rarity score, your kinship score, are you petting your Gotchi, stuff like that. But then you'll notice there you've got 20% of the Rarity Farming rewards allocated to Gotchi Battler. So that's where the 300,000 Ghost is coming from, is from right here. So if you just play Gotchi Battler, you're also leaving Ghost on the table, aren't you? You're just like not participating in the other parts. So those are for the owners. Those are for the Gotchi owners. If you're just renting to build a Gotchi Battler team, I mean, that's a good way to get started. So a couple options there for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry to cut you off there. Is there anything else on the DAO side? Looks like this is going to pass.
Yeah, this one looks like it will pass. We had a couple votes that did finalize, one being the defining DAO director term length and process for future elections. So you can nominate yourself if you are looking to be a DAO director. There's a channel or a forum post inside of the Discord, the DAO part of it. Also, the Gotchi Greeters V2 passed. So we will have another year of Gotchi Gang attending IRL events and representing the DAO and helping PC with what they're doing, as well as the enabling of collateral withdrawal from Aavegotchis without sacrifice. That passed about 10 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, a lot of action going down in the DAO. I think our V3, let me just see. Yeah, this one was Actually, no, we discussed that last week, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, those are the main updates for the DAO.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Oh, this is cool. This is just, I think, a good note to end on here. We've got a shot of you in your human form down in Miami, rocking that brand new limited edition blue sweater, the third in the trilogy. So what do we got? We got the original OGs. That's Z-Bot there in the pink original sweater. Lost Local hanging out in the godlike green sweater. And what do you think of the new design? You got to try it out. It looks great, in my opinion. You're wearing it well, sir.
It looks great. I actually have it hanging in the background of my studio now. It's going to be in all my videos. It's a wonderful. It's like the other two sweaters. They're very comfortable. This one was, I mean, it was Miami heat, so it was a little warm for it, but it's a snug, nice sweater. So if you haven't already, definitely check out the merch shop because they're still available for sale. And yeah, it's just the front and the back. Lost Local got some selfie images of them, and the back looks very cool. You know, you don't want to get licked. And yeah, just shout out to Soju for the design of those wearables. It looks amazing.
Yeah, super cool. And that's a good shout. The merch store just went live last week, just in time for the holidays. I think if you don't hesitate and you order this week, you can probably still get most of this merch before Christmas. If you're looking for gifts for family or maybe for yourself, there's a ton of cool merchandise that is just recently gone live. Merch.aavegotchi.com, I believe. So when in doubt, go to aavegotchi.com and you'll find the game center with the games. You'll find the merch store, the Gotchi wheel, like everything you need is at Aavegotchi.com. So anytime you watch these streams and you're like, gosh, they're talking about DAO stuff, game stuff, where do I go? Pretty much just go to Aavegotchi.com. You'll be in good shape. That and the Discord, right? So you'll get taken care of. So, all right. I think that's about it. Be on the lookout for these game nights, whether it's Catalyst and Gotchi Guardians. There's still some registrations there. The Gotchi Battler tournaments. And then the big one this weekend from Friday to Monday, 72-hour window. Hop in, try out REKTLESS. And like I said, if you crack the top 100, you're going to be eating well. So I think it's going to be a great time. And I think we're going to set up a special channel for REKTLESS weekend in the Discord. We can all trash talk and share experiences and share notes in the Discord together as well. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to just have a chill gaming weekend with all of you. And I even heard a rumor, Midnight Ghost, she might be running a live stream of REKTLESS as soon as it goes out. So we'll be playing a lot of REKTLESS this week. All right, on that note, friends, let's get one more Goofs. Can we get one more look at REKTLESS? So anybody joining late is like, what the heck are they talking about? We'll hold you for one more call to action, and then we'll wrap this up. So let's just enjoy looking at this first look on a 4K TV. Look at that Gotchi bounce. Sometimes they fly, sometimes they really bounce, huh? Just depends what game you're playing, I guess. These Gotchis have a lot of variety. And yeah, very, very cool. Hopefully Jesse at base sees this. He's being cast as the villain. I hope he doesn't take it the wrong way. He's simply been possessed by this liquidator robot. I'm sure it wasn't his choice.
This is for all the people who want a base token. That's what it is. He's the villain there.
There we go. There we go. Maybe if you get through the infinite number of bosses in this game, maybe you unlock the base token. Who knows? All right. Very, very cool, guys. We will see you all this time next week. And we'll be talking next week about getting ready. It'll be launch day of Gotchiverse, which is also browser-based. I saw some compliments and comments about being, like you mentioned as well, you want to be browser-based, accessible. So these two most recent releases are very light in that sense. You can hop in and play Gotchiverse this time next week on Wednesday. Join the party. There's an open edition mint. And for REKTLESS, same thing. Just hop in and connect a wallet and you're off to the races. And that's really about it. So thank you, everybody. See you in the Discord and see you in the REKTLESS tournament this weekend. All right. Stay awesome, friends. Talk to you later.
Bye.